What's up, guys? I'm here with my GBU Week 6 match versus QTheCostaRican and his Chicago Dragapults. Make sure you guys do check them out in the description down below. Make sure you guys check out all the other GBU coaches in the description. And if you haven't already, please leave a sub because I'm on the road to 500 subscribers. It would mean the world to me. I mean the absolute world to me if you guys would leave a sub. It takes like 2 seconds out of your day, and you're already watching the video, so you know it means the world to me. But we are playing Q for Week 6. This is another post commentary. But yeah, you do see that we decided to lead off with our Choice Specs GU because this GU absolutely nukes his team. Q's team is very, very scary. He is undefeated so far, 5-0. So we lead with our Martinez to try to get off as much damage as possible. And looking at his team, he really does not have a switch in. He brought this Torterra. He brought no Spectre, which was crazy, but also I have an Ursaluna. I did make transactions 2 weeks ago, so we did pick up an Ursaluna and dropped Hoopa Unbound. You can see that now. But we do have that Ursaluna with the Assault Vest to wall that Spectre. And we are going to click Dark Pulse. This should be a turn 1 KO, but he is Focus Sash. So at this point, I'm like, flinch, please give me a flinch, turn 1 flinch. And you see we do not get a flinch, so our Martinez is going to go down there. But hey, we take this Torterra down to 1%. So honestly, a Pokemon that we were kind of scared of that could really set up on us and honestly sweep us to an extent if we didn't play our cards right. Going down to 1% is very nice turn 1. Us losing our Choice Specs GU, which absolutely did amazingly, turn 1 was not ideal. But GU was honestly always going to be my lead. I debated on leading a what was it, Choice Scarf Azelf there, and if I did that I probably would have just clicked Flamethrower turn 1. But here I'm debating on if I want to click Quavel and just click U-turn on the picking the KO on this, or in the incoming Volcanion, or going into my Rashford, my Terra Water Reverum, and just picking up a KO to give it a KO, because that's kind of what I wanted to do, was to get it some more KOs. And I was putting myself in a pretty good position because he didn't really switch into it that well. But I'm like, either way, I'm going to go into Quavel and click U-turn, because if he goes into the Volcanion, I can then just go into my Reverum, which in hindsight may not be the best play. He is a Terra Fairy Volcanion, and that Volcanion is one of the top kill leaders this season. So, and he is just going to go straight into that Volcanion, which walls this Quavel super easily. So I give this U-turn off, and in hindsight, after watching this match, I definitely should have just went into my Assault Vest Ursaluna and forced him to Terrastalize into the Fairy type, because if he didn't, then I can click Earthquake. You know what I mean? Because if he stays the Fire Water type that he is, then I can Earthquake and OHKO him. If he stays Fairy type, he doesn't know that I'm packing Gunk Shot, so I force the Fairy typing. And then even if, like, and I kill with a Gunk Shot, depending on a spread anyways, but if I don't, then I can go into Reverum. I don't have to play any 50-50s or anything like that. But I am going to sit here and I'm doing calcs, and I'm just like double checking to make sure Gunk Shot still does a decent amount of damage. And I also have Overheat on my Reverum, try to call a Fortress play. So yeah, I am going to go into my Rashford and just go from there and see what I can do. Really was debating on even going Azelf here, but I do go into my Rashford and debating on just clicking Overheat here, because Fortress can come in on this pretty easily, because he can call a Gunk Shot. But I really should have. I click Overheat here. I do end up clicking Overheat. But in hindsight, like I said, I should have won the Ursaluna in the first place. But I should have Gunk Shot here, because even if he went into the Fortress, I overheated the next turn regardless. So we're going to Terrastalize into the Water type so we don't get OHKO'd by a Fire type move or Steam Eruption. But really click over here, and I see he stays in, and at this point I'm like, I messed up. I messed up, which is not very fortunate for us, because we're gonna do, you will see, we actually give him health. We give this Volcanion health back. But it's okay. Everybody makes mistakes, everybody has those days, or whatever Hannah Montana said. We click Overheat, and we do, literally, we give that Volcanion health. We give that Volcanion health. And that was a crit. That was a crit. So, honestly kind of laughed at that. Whenever I saw that, I was like, that damage did nothing, and that was a crit. And he clicks Steam Eruption, and he gets the burn, which sucks super bad, because now I do no damage. One of my win con, which this was the whole point. I should have saw there was no Spectre, and I should have just went Ursaluna on the play on the Volcanion instead of going into my Reverum, because at that point Ursaluna, yes, is nice, but it is not needed as much. Like, yes, I know it's needed for that ZAPDOS, but like it is not needed as much. I have other answers to that ZAPDOS. Now I'm gonna click Gunk Shot and just try to get off as much damage as possible. And I do miss, which like honestly, like I probably would have done like 25% depending on the spread, 10-20%, I don't know. Didn't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things. But our Rev Room, our Ash Room is just gonna go down. So we've thrown away our Chi-Yu and our Rev Room within the first 4 or 5 turns of the match. So here is a very, very tricky situation. I'm looking at my team and I'm like, I have nothing for this Pokemon. It literally hits everything super effectively other than that Azelf, and that Azelf is going to die to a Steam Eruption or whatever it wants to do because it is a Volcanion with 135 special attack, and I am a Azelf with like 70 SPDF. So, because I'm debating Garchomp here, and I'm trying to do Calcs, and I'm looking at my Ursaluna, making sure I can live, and I do see that I can live, so my Ursaluna can come in. Looking at my team, it's crazy to me that I have this team because I have like so many like round 1 and 2 picks. Like Ursaluna, Quaquaval, Garchomp, Chi-Yu are all like round 1, round 2 picks, and I'm using them so poorly, but that is fine. I'm gonna go Ursaluna here, and I am like still debating, like I'm still trying to double check something if I can go Azelf, but I'm gonna go into this and click Gunk Shot because I'm going to bait out the Terra Fairy. And this is what I should have done in the first place, because then I could have went in my Rev Room. This could have been a whole different game because I killed with a Gunk Shot anyways. So like 99% certain. And if you got a burn on a Steam Eruption, I definitely did because I am Guts ability. So which, if you didn't know, it boosts your attack 1.5 times if you are burned. So I am just gonna click Gunk Shot because that's all I can really do here. And if I miss, or if he doesn't Terastallize, then I think I go into Chomp and I click Earthquake and I still pick up a KO. So he's gonna Terra here, and you know, fingers crossed we can hit our Gunk Shot. Fingers crossed, because if we don't, then we're not even, there's not even a chance we can win this match. We would have to somehow luck our way out of here. And Q is gonna click Steam Eruption and going to do a whole lot of damage. And we are going to get burned, so we are going to guarantee pick up this KO. I don't know what the calc was. I think I still pick up, I think I killed regardless, but we do hit with the Gunk Shot, and we are going to take his Pokemon out. So finally get rid of this Volcanion, and now, you know, it's kind of looking up. It's not looking as bleak. We did lose our Chi-Yu and our Terra Rev Room super early, but you know, if there's one thing, you cannot count me out. You cannot count me out. You know, I can still maybe bring this shit back. So, you know, at this point, I'm still like, you know what? It's a game. It's a game. You know, I've played bad to start out, and that's okay. You know, you can still bounce back. So, big Ursaluna on my screen is going to make its debut for the Morpeko United and see if it can bring this W to us, because we are playing bad, but that's okay. At this point, Q could probably go into an assortment of different things. He can go into Mammoth and pick up a KO. He could go into the Sneasler and get a close combat boost off here if he really wanted to. If he is the what is it? Whatever that. If he's unburdened with the White Herb or whatever, White Herb, yeah. But at this point, I did run enough speed to outspeed a like 8 speed investment Torterra, and he's just gonna get his rocks up. So I'm still gonna pick up a KO, which is nice. So Ursaluna picking up 2 kills on his debut so far for it's Morpeko United, for your Morpeko United. But yeah, I ended up not outspeeding, which is fine. They ended up getting their rocks up, so you know, we're still rolling with the punches. It's now not as uneven as a match. Honestly, not looking too bleak. Like at this point, I'm like, you know what? I think this is still winnable. Me losing Chi-Yu, obviously in Rev Room is bad, but I still have a Garchomp, a Quaquaval, and a Scarface Health, which if that Sneasler is not the Unburden boost or Choice Scarf, then Sneasler just OHKOs it with Psychic, obviously. So, and Q does not really have a Psychic switch in. Like, obviously that Fortress does not, or is not weak to Psychic, but it takes a lot of damage, depending on its spread. So, Q is going to go ahead and go out into the Sneasler, and at this point I'm trying to see if I can figure out a way to not have to sack my Ursaluna, because Ursaluna still is good for that ZAPDOS, but because I can live a hit and then kill it with, or not kill it, but deal a lot of damage. But I'm looking and I'm like, Scizor kills it, Mamoswine kills it. Like, there's really no need in keeping this thing alive. Like, I can keep this thing alive for Fire Punch on the Fortress as well. So maybe, but I don't have a switch into the Scizor, and I thought Ursaluna was the least needed member. Like, I could go Quaquaval because Quaquaval is really only needed as a pivot and to spin the rocks away. So was debating on going Quack here, but Quack got two-shotted by CC, so at that point I would have went into Chomp probably and fired off Earthquakes. I don't have a fire type move which for the Fortress because I thought I had enough coverage, but I am just going to stay in here and let him kill me because I really, just in case Q wants to click Swords Dance or overplay, but Q is going to click CC. Like I said, like I said in the beginning, check out Q. He is a great battler. Great battler. One of the best Draft League players in the community right now. So, spoiler alert, 3, 2, 1. He just won GBA Season 10. So, obviously, he is a great battler. So, super excited that we got him in GBU. If you didn't know, GBU is ran by John, but also me and OGalbina. So, yeah, really fortunate that we got such a great coaching lineup this season and for its inaugural season. So, yeah, Q's a great battler. Really excited to get to play him again. I played him in WPF Delta, WPF Delta, and that was a good match as well. But here I'm debating on what to do. His Scizor is at -1 defense, and I can go into my Quaquaval here and just click Rapid Spin though. I can let anyone hit, and then, because we didn't see a White Herb, so we know he doesn't outspeed us, so we could Aqua Step up. Oh, I lied. We go Azelf here. I ended up going Azelf here. I lied. And there's really not a Psychic switch in. Like, even if Fortress comes in, it's going to break its 30, and I can 3-hit KO it, depending on its spread, I'm pretty sure. Like, if he's max HP, max Spadef, like, Calm Nature, or whatever it is, then yes, I am Scarf Rocks at John. John hates it when I do that, but I think it's pretty nice. I think it's a pretty nice bring. But I'm debating on clicking Flamethrower here because the Fortress could come in. But he could honestly just go into like a specially defensive Zapdos as well. So Psychic is probably the freest answer or freest move to click because, like I said, the Fortress takes so much damage and I break 30. And if he goes Mamoswine, then I can 2-hit KO. I go Zapdos, I can see what its spread is. So really not a good switch into this Azelf. This Azelf can put in work and help me win this game. And he goes into Daddy Chill, which is, I assume, the Mamoswine. And this Mamoswine is going to take a whole lot of damage. My Azelf, my Hoyland, is going to score a goal for us, basically. Unlike Hoyland in the Premier League. I mean, Hoyland can score in Champions League. He has shown that on a couple different occasions. I think he scored three goals in Champions League now for Man United, but cannot score worth a fuck in the Premier League. So we get the Psychic off, and we are going to kill this Mamoswine. So at this point, it's 3v3. I got my Chomp, my Azelf, my Quack versus this Scizor, Zapdos, and Fortress, and I honestly think I can bring this shit back. Like, I'm like hyped up. Like, can we get some hype in the chat for your MORPEKO United? Because I really think I can bring this W back after playing such a very poor in-game, or I cannot speak English, a very poor beginning game, early game. I really think I can maybe pull this out because I need to win. I'm 2-2 to make playoffs. I need to win, and Q's undefeated, so would be a very big W here. And what I'm gonna do here is probably, I was very heavily debating on clicking Psychic because I could just get damage off, break its 30, and see what he wants to go for, because Q could easily click Volt Switch here. I have a Garchomp, yes, but the Chomp could, or he could predict my Chomp clicking Ice Spinner or Ice Move. Like, you see me debating it here, but I cannot hit him with anything really because I don't have a fire type move. I can always go Quaquaval on this though, because even if he does Volt Switch, that is fine by me. He Volt Switches, he probably goes into the Zapdos, and at that point I can go into my Garchomp, scout what's going to happen. It might put me into bad position, but it's better than going into my Chomp and risking it to take an Ice Spinner, or risking me not doing damage anyways, and like him hazard stacking it and all that good shit. So I go Anthony here, and Q is going to click the Ice Spinner, so I make a good play here. Finally I make a decent play, and at this point I'm just going to click Rapid Spin because the Zapdos is probably going to come in, and I would like to get these rocks away, so then my Hoyland, my Azelf, if it is Scarf Sneasler, doesn't die to a Night Slash, because it is a roll, I believe, with it already taking rocks once. So if it takes rocks again, I think I am guaranteed O-code by a Scarf Night Slash, because it would obviously outspeed me. I did scare it out earlier, so like I assume he's not Scarf. Like, and if he was Scarf, he would have been Scarf locked in a CC. So I mean, he could have been Scarf. So that was my whole thought process here on this rapid spin. I could have Aqua Stepped and probably done like negative damage, negligible damage, but at this point, like, I usually run Wave Crash for these bulky mons that want to switch into Aqua Step. So here I could call him clicking a Electric type move and go Garchomp, but at this point Garchomp is my win con, because all that is left is Fortress, this, and Sneasler. And if I get an SD off, then I can kill this Zapdos, and then my Azelf just wins. So it's not really my win con, but it can break this. So you see me debating it, but I'm just gonna stay in and click Aqua Step and get damage off, because if he does click Hurricane, or he does click an Electric type move and like kill me, then that is fine. And we do show the outspeed because of the rapid spin boost. And you see we do a decent amount, about 30-ish, 35-ish. And he does click Hurricane, and he does miss. Now, this miss is honestly going to suck for a few reasons, because if he hit this Hurricane here and killed me, I then went into my Garchomp and I clicked Stone Edge, which put me in so much better position than what I was in. Because now, because Stone Edge killed it 100% of the time, 100% of the time, and I didn't have to worry about anything. And because then he if I was at full health, and then his Sneasler came in, didn't no-ko me, I kill it with EQ, or he goes into Fortress and I click Earthquake and I break it sturdy and he kills me with Ice Spinner. Or I was Yachi Berry, so it didn't really matter. I got 2 Earthquakes off, and then Azelf comes in, locks Psychic, and wins me the game. So him missing that Hurricane honestly fucked me over very badly, very badly. I click U-turn here, because, and I am protective pads, by the way, for this Zapdos, so I don't get static. But I click U-turn here, and I'm going to go hard into my Garchomp, calling the Roost play, because if he clicks Electric type move, then I'm fine. He clicks Roost, and whatever. But at this point, like, I have to go into this, and I have to get SD up if he does click Roost. And he does click Roost. So now the game plan kind of stays the same, in a sense, but I have to click Swords Dance, so he dies to a Stone Edge. I would rather click Swords Dance and click Stone Edge than click Stone Edge twice. I could have clicked Stone Edge into Scale Shot, perhaps. Maybe that was the play. Looking back, that was probably the play. But either way, I was going to click Swords Dance here and just go from there. Like, I mean, like, honestly, like I'm saying, looking back, I probably could have clicked even Scale Shot into Stone Edge, or Stone Edge and a Scale Shot, vice versa, whatever, and would have picked up the KO. But I really thought, like, in my head, I'm like, I click Swords Dance, I click Stone Edge, and then even if he goes into the Sneasler, which he would have to at that point, because it outspeeds, then he kills me, but then I just go into my Azelf and I click Psychic and I win the game. So I click Swords Dance here, and Q is going to click Hurricane and land. You see he does a whole lot of damage, and like I said, like, I take all that, like, I take the damage. Like, if he didn't miss the Hurricane, I would have never had to take damage, is what I was trying to say. But here I click Stone Edge and I go from there. He's not in range of Scale Shot, so I click Stone Edge and I hope I hit, because if I hit, then I kill this thing. If I don't, then I'm pretty sure I lose, because now Zapdos is like borderline unbreakable. So when I click Stone Edge, and I am unfortunately going to miss, and that's gonna be a wrap for this match at that point, because the miss really sucks. Really sucks. I needed that damage, because if I got the damage off, then well, I killed it regardless, like I said, and then Sneasler came in and he killed me. I go into this and I click Psychic a bunch and I win. But here I'm just gonna have to click Psychic and hope for the best, because even if he goes into Fortress, then Fortress's sturdy is going to be broken and I will do a whole lot of damage to Zapdos anyways. I click Psychic and you will see that I do a whole lot of damage as a 2-hit KO at this point, and I get a Spadef drop, which is nice. And he is going to click Thunderbolt and almost kills me, but he does not. And I will give a huge props to Q on this play. or not this play. Ignore me. We'll get to that in a second. I'm just gonna click Psychic again though, because I lose nothing in clicking Psychic, because I click Psychic, I kill this ZAPDOS. He goes Fortress, I break it sturdy. So don't really see why I don't click Psychic here. In hindsight, thinking about this play, not this play, but the next play, so I'll get to it here in a second, so I don't want to spoil any plays, but he is going to withdraw and go into the Fortress, because obviously he's not just going to sack his Scizor here. And you see that we do so much damage, and this is why I say I think I would have just won if I didn't miss that Stone Edge. Probably should have Stone Edged into Scale Shot, but that's fine. But yeah, this is the play I'm going to hats off to Q, because, and I didn't really think about this. In hindsight, I just Psychicked here. If I just Psychicked here and he killed me, I go Quaquaval and I click Aqua Step and I kill that, and then I outspeed ZAPDOS, it dies, and I have a Moxie boost, and then I also can kill the Scizor, I'm pretty sure, at +1. I don't know if I kill the Scizor at +1 attack, I'm not 100% certain. I don't know if I won off of that. I don't have the calc pulled up, but that would have put me in the best position here to try to win now after that Stone Edge miss. Because I believe if I hit the Stone Edge, I won. But that's the game we play. That's the game we play, and Q has played a phenomenal game this game as well. So like him missing that Hurricane though, like, sucked for me. Like, I honestly wish he would have just killed my Quaquaval earlier, but we are gonna switch into the Antony, and Q makes an outstanding play here and goes and doubles into the ZAPDOS, and now it's gonna be a wrap. If I would have stayed in and clicked Psychic, I obviously would have killed that ZAPDOS, and then at that point he would have had to go back into Fortress. I would have brought it down low enough, and it would have been the same in game. Like I said, like, it would have been Michael Quavel trying to see if I can kill the Scizor, because like I didn't know if the Scizor were Scarf at this point or anything either. So his ZAPDOS is going to pick up the KO here on that Quavel. ZAPDOS putting in work this week against me. Q brought a really good team as well. But yeah, I also don't know if I'm pretty sure Quaquaval died to one hit from the Scizor, so it really just all depended if I could OHKO with an Aqua Step. So, and I don't know if it did, to be honest. But I'm gonna click Psychic here with Azulf. And it's all if and wins and buts, whatever. Like Q made the good play. Q called me doubling, so like, hats off to Q. Like, I'm just saying, like, this is after the match, me thinking about it. Like, in the game, I don't think I ever would have made the play I was just talking about, because like the double Psychic play. Because like in the heat of things, like, you know, I thought I go Quack and it's fine, but I now am going to let Fortress get a KO on me. The only way to win is if I get a crit Psychic here, and like I click Flamethrower to see if I can even try. But yeah, I'm gonna click Psychic here, and Q is going to win 2-0. So now your MORPEKO United are gonna move to 2-4, which sucks very badly for me. I have to win my last 2 matches versus Ant and his Sacramento Nidokings, which are also undefeated, and also have to beat Lars, who is one of the better Draft League battlers of all time. So you'll have to see if your MORPEKO United can make playoffs. I really have to clutch out these last 2 weeks. But let me know what you guys thought about this match in the description down below. Like I said at the beginning, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I'm on the road to 500 subscribers, and really trying to grind out and, you know, be able to make more content for you guys. Make sure you guys check out Q and all the other GBU coaches. This was a fun one for sure. Heartbreaker, but a fun one for sure. Make sure you guys check out Q in the description down below. And yeah, that's gonna be it for the video, guys. I'll catch you guys later.